Yes, guys. Yes, people. Welcome back to another live stream. Welcome back to another preview. It's been a minute since we've done one of these because we had last weekend off. It was cup weekend and we didn't make it out of the first round. So had a little vacation, although it didn't feel like a vacation because it was just transfer central over here. The whole Enzo Fernandez saga, Jorginho, Caicedo, who else? String of different players, but we're back to football. We're back to football. And it's the return of the biggest derby in England, the West London derby. Chelsea versus Fulham, rematch from 3 weeks ago, and revenge is on our minds. Also, just don't let Fulham do the double on us, because I swear down, do you know the amount of merch that these lot are going to pull out? They usually get one win in a decade against us. If you're going to give them two in the same season, they'll be pulling out DVDs, they'll be pulling out mugs, they'll be pulling out all sorts of merchandise that I can't be asked to see personally. We've gone through enough this season, let alone needing that. So, yeah, looking forward to the game, though. I feel optimistic for the first time in ages, even though I don't know what kind of midfield we're putting out. I think Enzo Fernandez will start, also because he has to. He's fit. He's not really got any issues with match sharpness. He did miss the last game for Benfica, but that's about it. But other than that, I don't know who we play with him. Kova's out. Kante's out. Zakari is out. Ruben can't play a full 90. So, yeah, it's looking a little bit long. But big up everybody that's in here, though. We've got over 150 of you, man, in here already. Big up to everybody. Hit the like button. Subscribe if you haven't done so already. If you want to help the channel out, hit the super chat button. Just to guarantee your comment gets read out. And also, if you want to just help us out a little bit, that would be greatly appreciated too. And yeah, other than that, check out Jerseys FC in the description below. Use the code CarefreeLewisG for 20% off all your best football tracksuits, shirts, whatever they've got on sale. Whatever they have on sale. And yeah, big up everybody. Like, subscribe, and let's see what everyone is saying. Big up Yeep Kim. I'm hoping that's not like you're trying to catch me out with something, but big up yourself, Kim, anyway, saying it will be sweet revenge. I hope so. I really do hope so. Like, for our sakes as well, because if we lose, if we even draw, the amount of corn that you're going to be seeing on social media will be legendary. It will be fucking legendary. All of the fail comps, all of the memes. It's going to be long. It's going to be long. But the thing is, I don't even care too much. I don't care. Obviously, I want us to win. It's a West London derby. Like, I want us to go with some pride. I don't think we're going in there as underdogs. But if we lose, my focus is still towards next season. Just stamps my confirmation that top four just ain't really happening. And it is what it is. But yeah, it's not like the same vibe I had in the first half of the season where it's like, oh, can we do something? I can see us building something. I really can see us building something in the long term. This season has no real targets. It's all just about how the players improve. It's about the progression that we see on the pitch. And it's about figuring out our moves for next season. So as long as I see a visible improvement from the last time we played against Fulham and 3 points, it'll be a very, very happy mood for me. Fraser says Jurgen Klopp on Chelsea spending. I'll say nothing without my lawyer. Don't understand this part of the business. Good. Klopp knows to keep quiet. Klopp knows to keep quiet because any little back talk will take that Mo Salah off your pockets. Who else can we take off that meaty Liverpool side? We'll take Alisson too. We'll leave Van Delegate. We don't need that. Fuck that defense, to be honest. I wouldn't touch any of them with a barge pole. Yeah. We'll take Alisson. We'll take Salah, and we might leave it there. I was excited today until I remembered Mount and Gallagher are our only fit midfielders. No, we still have Lewis Hall. We still have Chukwuemeka. I think that might be it. Yeah, it's still not looking good. Hey, give Chukwuemeka a run out in midfield. Fuck it. Chukwuemeka's been like... Chukwuemeka or Hall. Gallagher, I don't really want to see start. Mount has to be benched. He just has to be. So, yeah, I'm not too sure. Big up Steve, Sean. Big up OK. Big up Remus saying Lewis finally awake. Big up yourself, my G. Unexempt says the Chuckle Brothers will start today. Let's not kid ourselves. I think one of them will. I think Havertz will start up top. I wouldn't be too surprised with that either. Mason Mount, though, I think you can bench him. I really think you can, and you should be benching him too. His performances have not been good enough, and I think the more you start him, the more you justify to him his position in the squad, which makes him more complacent. And I don't want to see that personally. I really don't. Rival fans waiting for Enzo to flop. Yeah, if he even has a meaty touch, if he has a poor pass, if he's in the wrong position, if he gets bypassed, you will be sure that someone will clip that up. Someone will 100% be clipping that shit up. The game is the game, innit? I understand. But I hope Enzo has a good day. I feel like we're throwing him straight into the fire too, because we're going to put him next to either underperforming midfielders or inexperienced midfielders. And we're going to say, yo, Enzo, carry that. Just carry that. So it's a bit long for him. It is a little bit long for him. If he doesn't carry it, they're all going to be on his ass. I don't want to be there if it happens. But yeah, it's a long day for Enzo if he doesn't drop an 8 out of 10. But from a Chelsea perspective, like, obviously, we're going to give him patience. If he has a poor first game, it is what it is. I'm always the advocate of give someone a season to adjust. So, obviously, we're not going to be on Enzo's neck if he has a disaster class. But I can't speak on behalf of rivals. But rivals want anything to try and corner us because they're all running scared. They're all shook. They see the money that we're throwing out. They see the plans that we have in progress. And they know to be worried about Chelsea next season. I've been saying, don't fear what's staring you in the face. Fear what's lurking in the shadows because you don't know what's in the shadows. And what's in the shadows is us, bruv. So they're going to try and do anything to undermine us. Anything whatsoever. So I really hope we win. I really hope we win. Hey, it's already started. Enzo will be a flop. Mark this down. I won't be marking it down, but I hope to see you on these streams in future. We can discuss Enzo Fernandez a little bit more. Over 300 you lot in here. Do we have 100 likes? Do we have 100? No, we've only got 53. Come on, guys. Let's hit that like button, people. Hit the like button. Have I seen Chelsea's recent tweet? What's their most recent tweet? Today's our first Friday night game since Batshuayi won us the league in 2017. Mad. Can't believe it's that long since a Friday night kickoff. Chelsea's latest tweet. It's just a picture of Enzo. Oh, Malo Gusto. Service will a little longer? Huh? Is that a typo? That must be a little typo. Oh, no. They're talking about great. Oh, it's all the signings. I was thinking, why the fuck did they put Gusto up when Gusto's not starting? Great meal, wonderful food. An artist to start. Brought his best to the table. Some spice on the side. New dish. I don't know what the new admin's on, but hey, it's positive. Positive. Yeah, I don't really understand that one personally. There's a lot of anticipation around Enzo, but I personally think Mudryk is the one to watch tonight. Yes, he has to be starting. I want to see Mudryk in a full 90. Like, it was great seeing him against Liverpool, but Liverpool's defense stinks too. I'm sure Fulham have a better defensive record. Oh, definitely, yeah, by about 5 more goals. So yeah, I'm looking forward to see how he performs against the Fulham defense, and also from a starting position. Be very excited to see how he performs. Madueke, I don't think he starts, only because Ziyech has been our best attacker the last 2 games personally, and after everything that happened with PSG, I think you send his confidence straight back down into the drain and his mood if you don't put him into the lineup. And I think he's justified for it. He was very good against Palace, better than all of our other forwards. Same against Liverpool. Why bench him? Keep him on the right-hand side, let him do his thing and pinging crosses into the box. And hell, hopefully one finds Havertz's head. Because that, to me, that's the only way he's scoring. That or penalties, because I think Havertz is going to be our penalty taker now. There was a couple sources saying he was practicing penalties at Cobham. So, hey, he could actually get to 20 goals this season. And if that builds his confidence and we see a better player as a result of it, brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. That's a stroke of genius. But we'll have to see on that one. We'll have to see on that. Big up Nippon. Man said Gallagher, Enzo pivot. Ugh, kill me. Please kill me. Hopefully an Enzo and Carney double pivot. That would probably be our best shout. That or Lewis Hall. Because I think Lewis Hall is like... I think he's smart on the ball, but I think he's a bit raw sometimes. But I see him and I have faith in him. Same thing with Chukwuemeka. So I wouldn't mind either or. Big up Bantu, Mark Smith, NS, Raphael, Henrik. Big up all you man in the cut. Time to bring back Pray for the Rivals. I will pause on that one. We need back-to-back wins first before we even consider that. Finished work for the weekend, just in the door, and Carefree Lewis is live. Big up yourself, Gav, man. Big up, bro. Henrik says I'd start Carney, Mount, and Fernandez. So what? I'm guessing Fernandez sits. Carney furthest forward and Mount in the middle. That wouldn't be too bad. I don't know. I just don't really have a lot of confidence in Mount right now. Oh, here we go. I expect top 4 from Chelsea in a proper Premier League title race next season. Anything less and no excuses. We don't want to hear that when we're on the same points, bro. Because I expect it from you and your brilliant manager, Jurgen Klopp. So sorry, Ryan. I don't want to hear it. Premier League title race next season. If we get our work done in the summer, maybe. I think we can have that conversation. But top 4 now? No. I'm not putting that expectation on my players. Until we're within touching distance of top 4, don't talk to me about it. I'll let people believe that we could be in a top 4 race. You're allowed to have your opinion. You're allowed to be optimistic. I'm not there yet. If we get to that sort of position where we're close to it, cool. I'll believe in top 4. Until then, nah, sorry. What else are we saying? Yeah, FT, Klopp is a brokey, bruv. He can hold that. You take our left back. He's clear of your left backs. Ain't Robertson been meaty for you lot this season? I'm good. Give me Cucurella every day ending in a Y, personally, but you can hold that. Big up, my bro. Can't wait for tonight as well, Eden. Chelsea have had enough rest. No EFL or FA Cups. They can't come up with excuses about being tired. I agree. There shouldn't be any excuses for us losing. Maybe the midfield, but I'm not here trying to prepare excuses. See what happens, but we should be winning. 4 p.m. deadline game, very close. 4 p.m. A bit confused. Lewis, you and Johnny beefing? No. Well, what was Johnny not happy about? What was he not happy about? Someone let me know in the comments. But yeah, there ain't no beef with me and Johnny. There ain't no beef. There's disagreements, but that's it. Havertz is a 10 and Fofana up top. I don't mind. But I still think they're going to play Havertz up top instead. Lewis, I agree with you probably 100% of the time, so I don't need to get on YouTube nor any social media at all. You're my avatar. Love for the love, my guy. Love for the love. And yeah, I'm glad we connect like that because a lot of people just think I chat shit. But yeah, big up to yourself, Tune. Appreciate seeing you in here. Coffee done. Would you prefer to see Havertz as 10 and Obra as a 9 than Mount in 10? Yeah. Yeah, I would actually. Yeah, I would. Even though Havertz seems to beef Aubameyang and just refuse to pass to him, I would. I think that would be the best way to get the best out of both of them. Because Felix is out. But yeah. Oba needs to start matches more now than Reece is, but I don't think it's going to happen though. I think Potter just isn't focusing on him. Is what it is. I'd rather a start Oba, but I'm not going to have too much energy for a guy that will be gone in 6 months. So it's not that deep to me. What else? Yeah, I saw the reveal video for Enzo. Like, the last time I saw someone make a track for a new signing was that Party Hard one. Difference is, like, Enzo will actually be winning trophies. Yeah, winning trophies. That's the right word to say. I was going to say balling out, but he's actually doing a decent job. But I don't want to praise Party, because fuck Party, dickhead. Lewis, the admin's trolling Klopp. Is he? That thing's just flown over my head if that's the case. Oh my, I just saw a video of Felix in training. Oh my goodness. Yeah, he's sent Gallagher and Hall for a hot dog. Yeah, and you know what? Never do that pivot. Never do that pivot. Oh dear. Oh dear, oh dear. Well, Ziyech ain't playing. He's been in Paris for half the week. Didn't he just go yesterday? I don't think sharpness would be a big issue for him. I don't know. Oh, the theme was cooking and serving. Ah, okay. I was just so lost. I'm half asleep. I'll be linking Fata. I don't know if Johnny's about. I haven't seen him at games in a minute. But if I see him, I'll see him. It's what it is. Havertz has to take pens. Him, Felix, or James for me. One of the three. And, like, I'm fine. Or maybe Sterling. Yeah. Just not Mount. Because we've seen Mount's penalty record. That's not great. Havertz has a good penalty record. I think he's got a good penalty technique. Did miss one in the Super Cup, but I think that's his only penalty miss. So he's got a fair case for it. James looks ice cold whenever he takes a penalty. Sterling, I've seen him step up for penalties before, so I could see him put himself in the mix. But as for today, I think it'll be Kai. I think Kai will take the penalties. And hell, I think we could get a decent amount of penalties with the likes of Mudryk. Dribbling like that, at that pace, is going to cause fouls. It's going to cause a lot of fouls. And if we can get that in the box, we will get a fair share of penalties. So, yeah, I'd put money on a Havertz goal today. Can't believe I'm saying that. But I think so. Although that is also famous last words. That's famous last words. What else was everyone saying? Enzo has to be our deepest. Yeah, by default, he has to be. I know I'd rather see us play him as an 8, but we don't. We sold our only 6 and our other one's injured. So he's got to play as a 6. He has got to play as a 6. Big up DK. Big up my G. We're shit and haven't spent money. I want my manager out anyway. Oh, boo-hoo. Brokies, you can hold that. Hold that. Get your money up before you get your funny up, Ryan. But big up yourself, bro. What else? Robertson's... You see, you can't even tell me Robertson's been good. And then you're trying to tell me that I'd take your left back. He ain't even performing. Come on, bruv. What are we doing? Oh, 4 p.m. was the deadline to get Enzo paperwork done. Oh, shit. Well, we'll find out at 4 p.m. then, I guess. I won't be live by then, but you'll find out on Chelsea Fan TV. Because Jem will be live then, and the raid is already set. So, guys, don't go anywhere at the end of the stream. It'll send you straight over to Chelsea Fan TV. And this is the biggest derby in England, bro. All this hype and fanfare about, Manchester derby, North London derby, and all this crap. Give me Chelsea v Fulham every day ending in a Y. This rivalry's minerals, bruv. What else? Yeah. If Marina was in charge, it would be long. You weren't happy Alex slagged him off on stream and you laughed. Bruh, do you know how many people slag me off in his comments? And he laughs. Like, what is this? I've seen this though. Johnny complains a lot that I bring on people that cuss him out. But he's also sent for them. And every single one of the guys that aren't, well, not every single one of the guys in his comments, but there is more than enough people there who cuss me out all the time, and I'm not even there when they do it. But I'm not going to Johnny like, Johnny, can you block them? Johnny, they're saying a lot of shit about me. Can you block them? They even try to bring my girl into it sometimes just to try and get a reaction out of me. But you don't see me crying about it because I don't really care. So, yeah, when Alex or Surfer or, I don't know, Scott says something, I just don't really care it either because I can't control them. They'll say what they want. Say what they want. So, like, I get it, but the energy is the exact same. So, yeah, I just don't get it. I don't get it. I'd like to see what Havertz can do with better quality service with us having more quality players now. I'd like to too, but I just think it's an excuse personally because I look at games like the Crystal Palace match where we gave him 3 to 4 clear-cut chances and he missed all of them and he only scored from a header. We all know he's got good aerial ability. Nobody, even the biggest Havertz critic, will not say that he's crap at headers. But what he'll do with better quality service, I have to see that first. I have to. Sorry, that brother is shit with his feet. With his head, fair enough. I believe you can ping crosses to his head. He'll miss a few, he'll score a few. With his feet, I'm not seeing it. I'm not seeing it. So if the likes of Felix, Mudryk can get more out of him, fair enough. But I have to see it. I really have to see it. Havertz issues is he holds the ball quick, unlike Felix, who releases the ball quick. He holds it for too long. That and his passing range just is not great. Is not great. But it's fine, because if he doesn't perform well, he just won't be starting next season. So I don't even need to get too pissed off about it anymore. We're looking for a number 9 in the summer. Felix, we want to keep. There's Nkuku. There is Madueke. There is Sterling. There is Mudryk. He won't start. So it's up to you now. You either bring me second half of the season Havertz on steroids or whatever. It's whatever. It's whatever. Willian to get a good reception, 100%. 100%. There won't be a single person booing Willian. Not a single person. Yes, bro, not there tonight. Says, can't be asked. That's a shame. I thought you would be there, but big up yourself, Ben. Big up yourself. Look at Pi's retweet from Felix Johnson. Is it the Felix one? As if it is, I can't put it up. Yeah, it is. It is. I can't put it up, but that's mad. He completely done up Hall and Gallagher. That is mad. Ziyech rejects Besiktas for Fenerbahce. He wants to stay at Chelsea till the summer. Yeah. I've got really nothing to say about that, to be honest. I know he wants to find a club. I guess he just doesn't want to go to Turkey. So it is what it is. Lewis, are you concerned about the amount of senior players around the squad? We still got Aspi. We still got Thiago Silva. But, yeah, other than that, I don't know. Like, Jorginho will be a loss to the dressing room. But, yeah, there is still the likes of Kante, Silva, Azpilicueta. They should be able to provide some experience too. Poku, no, I would not take Greenwood. No, I would not. Like, what? No. Hey, that's just because I think we'll get a penalty. And if we get a penalty, Havertz will take it. And he's got a decent record. Man said he likes Mount penalties. I bet you do, bruv. I bet you do. People are outraged by the Reece James banner. What? For what? That makes no sense. No sense whatsoever. Yeah, bro. I had to bring the suit out for Kopish. I had to. Because I'm in my shameless bag on that stream. Haven't had a lot to celebrate. I should have brought that to the terrace too. But I just didn't have the idea in my head. Didn't have the idea in my head. But yeah, next time the suit will come out, I don't know, maybe when we spend another 100 million or something. Or if we win the Champions League. If we win the Champions League. Oh, what else is everyone saying? What else? Havertz is shit with it. I don't think he's shit with his head. I think he's decent with it. I'm not gonna call him like, I don't know, Olivier Giroud when it comes to headers or Didier Drogba or something, but I think it's one of his best attributes. Which also says a lot. Which also does say a lot. But if he's scoring from anything, it's either penalties or headers. It's either penalties or headers. But hey, the next few weeks will say a lot. Either he balls out with the players around him, and if he does, fair play, keep doing your thing. If he doesn't, though, that's the last excuse. That is the last excuse. And nobody come at me with agenda or you just hate Havertz or any of this bollocks. If he can't perform better with better players around him, he is shit. The next few weeks will be decisive. It will be absolutely decisive. Seems when he does the hop, skip, and jump. You know what? I'd actually rate him a little bit more if he did that. In memory of Jorginho. In memory. Yo, if Willian scores again, bruv, it's all long. It's all long. That goal 3 weeks ago was also the most predictable goal ever. Everyone in their nan knows Willian is cutting inside on the left. Except Asby. But hey, we got Chalobah on the right now. Although he was partly responsible for that goal too. It's all long. Oh, so yeah, now that one comment from Greenwood, and now it's just a bunch of Greenwood comments. Fuck him, bruv. We don't even need to discuss him. If he even plays a minute for Man United, it will be too soon. Yeah, it's game day. It's game day. Remember when Arsenal fans wouldn't shut up about Oba's Arsenal tattoo? They said nothing about Jorginho having our Champions League tattoo. Exactly. Do you want to know why? Because now they have a Champions League in their eyes. Oh, we got a Champions League, and they'll just start lifting Jorginho's arm up in the air. Fair enough, man. They're probably all too busy asking him how it felt winning it, how it feels being a champion of Europe, how it feels being a world champion, how it feels to even lift a trophy. Because most of them haven't done that. Most of them haven't done that. 143 likes and there's 500 you lot in here. Come on, guys. Run it up, people. Run it up. Apparently we're leading the race for Declan Rice. Bro, we've heard this for like 3 years. We're not leading nothing. We've never even put in a bid for this guy. I think all this Rice rumours is a myth. It's an absolute myth. Because there's no chance of that happening. Johanna says Havertz will perform so that we keep him. I just hope he performs, personally. Even if we keep him, cool. I still don't know if he starts unless he balls out. We'll have to see. We will have to see. This is the most excited us Chelsea fans have been to see a game. I cannot wait for tonight. I cannot wait either. Even though I know I'm going to take one look at the lineup and just think, long. But yeah, fuck it. I don't care. This season's a write-off anyway, until I see otherwise. Right, we're at the half an hour point anyway, so I'll send the link out and see who is about. Who is about? As I'm doing this, as always, hit the like button, subscribe, all of that. We will get into the lineup as well, people. We will get into the lineup. Just gonna wait till the panel is in here before I do that. Right, that is the link sent to everyone on Twitter. Let me do Instagram quick. Cool. Yeah, that's everyone. We'll see who rolls through. We'll see who rolls through. Cool. Wait. Calm. That is it. Yes, Josh. What are you telling me, bro? You all good?
What's up, big man? How you doing?
Yeah, man. It's match day, and I feel low-key excited. How are you feeling?
Yeah, I feel the same, man. It feels like we've been off for a long time. It was like a long 2 weeks, but yeah, looking forward to the game for sure.
100%.
Hopefully, see some new faces, some
Mudryk potentially,
some fresh attitudes and things like that.
Yeah, I feel
absolutely.
like
Mudryk's definitely starting.
ages. Oh, sorry. I think there's a bit of a delay with us. So, can you hear me? We all good?
Yeah, no, yeah, I can hear you just fine.
All right, cool.
I don't know if it's me. Maybe it's me, but
big up Johanna saying we actually have to win this game though. Mudryk hat trick, God willing, my friend, please. Victor, what are you telling me, my guy? You all good?
Yeah, big up, man. I'm finally be able to join the stream. I've just been busy with uni and stuff, but finally I'm free. I'm here.
Aye, life is life, man. We already know what it is. It's good to see you back, my friend. It's good to see you back. How are you feeling for the game today?
I'm positive, man. You cannot not be positive after that transfer window. Like, we could finally go see some ballers playing. Obviously, upset to see Felix not playing, but you know, there's two Madueke, there's Mudryk, there's
Enzo.
Yeah, of course, Enzo. And Reece is back, Chilwell's back. You know, there's Badly Shield, there's Silva. I know Mount and Havertz probably still start, but I feel like this hopefully will be their last game, and they can finally have some ballers up front. I'm positive, man, and I think there's a bounce in the team now that maybe we could push on for the rest of the season. But you know, it's still rolled to 40 points, so just wait and see.
Yeah, we've still got 11 points, but for me, it's like us as a fan base, I haven't seen Chelsea look this confident in months. And I think we really need to try and build on this with a win. Because if we end up getting 3 points, like the confidence is only going to continue to grow. We take that to a West Ham game, take that to Dortmund. We got a string of games against the bottom half of the table. And we should be really trying to build on that. But it goes both ways. If we end up losing, like, God forbid, it's just all long. It's just all
so negative. It's going to be so bad.
Exactly. And plus, we're going to get cornered by fucking everybody. 600 million and you can't even beat Fulham and all of that. Like all the Enzo stats that will pop out and everything. It's just going to be long.
I guarantee any misplaced touch, any misplaced pass Enzo does, it's going to be replayed constantly. Just watch.
Mudryk's first touch against, what's his name? Liverpool.
Yeah. When he slipped on his first touch, people, 100 million.
Everyone's already saying, what, 100 million for that and shit like that. But at least he managed to turn it around after that. Peter, well, what are you telling me, my guy? Are you all good?
Hey, man, I'm good. Look, all this positivity, all these new players. I hear it, man. We're tired of being shit. I get it. But, guys, we probably have Loftus-Cheek, Lewis Hall, or Conor Gallagher partnering our club record signing in midfield.
Yeah, Marshall.
So, like, I understand we want to win, and that's good. Some of you guys might even be there in the fucking freezing cold cheering on this shitty team. Fair enough. But, like, guys, my hopes are low. My expectations are low. I'm not going to be that salty about these random league games anyways, because I have this ultimate fear of Conference League next year. But, hey, man, look, as long as nobody gets hurt, I'm cool with it. But no, if we drew, I would not be shocked. There's been too much optimism for the last 3 days. It would just be like Chelsea to just fucking draw on some stupid shit. But this is our last game without João Felix, so it's fine. West Ham away. I will emotionally invest a little bit. But as for today, I don't give a shit, man.
Peter, your coping mechanism is strong. Maybe over the top. Trying to find a way.
Look, you guys can.
Hey, you need to teach me.
I'm not saying you guys like can't get your hopes up. I've seen this all before. Like I've supported this team long enough. Made a couple of new signings. Some cool shit happens. They drop some nice training videos. Admin drops some troll tweets, and then we concede in the 12th minute. Like, this is Chelsea. We are in 10th, guys. We are in 10th place. I know we haven't played for 2 weeks, so we might have forgot how bad we are. But like, yeah, we did get a bunch of new players. They haven't played together yet. If it doesn't get put together in the first game, I'm not going to cry about it. I would
Peter,
like to see dribble.
I'd love to hear Peter's pregame speeches for his own teams.
Oh, well, my own teams that I coach, like I have more control over that. So I have more confidence in my own team than Chelsea, I'll be honest with you. But like at the end of the day, nobody knows what our midfield is going to look like. It's probably going to be a Cobham graduate plus Enzo, which is hilarious. Maybe even 2. But no, it is what it is. Like last time I did a preview, we were going to Brighton and we were playing Brighton. And everybody in the chat was saying, we're going to win. We're going to do this, blah, blah, blah. I said, hey, guys, if we draw, I'd be glad with that. I checked my phone at work, and we were down 3-0 at halftime.
Yeah, but there's a reason for it, Peter. We had a completely different team there. It's not only the signings. We have a lot of players coming back.
So we have a different team. They've played 0 competitive minutes against another team.
And I don't expect us to look like a completely different team. I think it's going to take some time, but I expect to start seeing those traits of those new players being added to the team. And players.
I don't expect it to look like it did at Anfield.
I want to see. Yeah, I want to see an imprint of new characteristics.
I would
that.
like to see wingers dribble.
Yeah,
I would like to see through balls played. I would like to see basics be done. Like my expectations are low. Like if you get the ball in a 1v1 and you beat one person, Mudryk, you had a good game. I don't really care about the other shit. I'm just tired of everybody facing people up 1v1, passing the ball square, passing it backwards, not taking risks. I would say I don't want to see Kai Havertz, and I don't, but I don't think we have a choice because Felix.
We don't.
So,
hey, sink or swim. That's the way I see it.
Oh, you know how
if you can't ball out with ballers like Felix and Mudryk, there's my answer.
You know how look. Either Kai Havertz gets his form up and we can sell him for more expensive, or he's so trash that like he forces a move in the summer. Like either way, we're in the end game. But it'll be cool. I'll watch, but I'm not going to get angry either way. But if we win, also, I'm not going to sit here and say Champions League charge or we're winning number 3 or anything outrageous.
I don't expect that at all. Yeah, that's crazy from anyone who's saying that. You're just going to get your hopes up for sure. I just want to see it.
At least wait for them to give you like a good run of form before we.
And then we can do that. Yeah,
we've skipped the good run of form before irrationality. And we went straight for irrationality post-January deadline day when we signed Enzo. I'm like, he's not Jesus. Like, he's not going to make us magically way better in the attacking box.
I will say, out of the 2 Chuckle brothers up front, I do have a little bit more hope in Havertz improving than Mount because of the players around him. But that's just my hunch. Only time will tell. But I have a little bit more hope in Havertz to actually look like a better player.
Hey man, it wouldn't be a Carefree Lewis chat if the chat wasn't calling me negative. Look, guys, I'm just saying, be prepared for whatever happens. Be emotionally ready for whatever occurs.
Oh, he's been pragmatic. I was doing exactly that months ago when I saw that this was going to be a tough season, and I was okay. But after the players coming back and the signings, I'm more excited about what I'm going to see. My expectations haven't raised that much higher, but I'm looking forward to what kind of team we're going to start looking like over time with these new additions, with the players coming back. So, yeah.
Oh, yeah, 100%. Like, I would be excited about a Reece return.
Mm-hmm.
He lasted longer than 52 minutes in his last return. Now I'm just praying that the full-time whistle goes and he's fit. I don't even really care if he plays well.
I don't think he start. I hope doesn't start. Well, I hope.
I expected not this time that he's going to start. So, but my thing with Reece though is, until the end, I mean, definitely not this game, but until the end of the season, I feel like we shouldn't baby him. You know what I mean?
I get what you're saying.
Yeah, like he has to show that he can be fit because, okay, we can try to bubble wrap him a little bit till the end of the season, but That doesn't tell me that he's going to be fit moving forward. And he needs to be able to show that he can be fit and be reliable moving forward. And so I think he had some procedure done, right, with his ankle or something. And I don't know the ins and outs of that, but I expect to actually see a player who we can rely on to be fit. So yeah, give him his 50 minutes today, give him his 60 minutes next game. After that, like throw him in there and give him 90, and see if he can hold up.
We have an update from CL Merlo. Enzo Fernandez's documents are in, and he's qualified to play today.
Yeah, it was
Let's
never.
go.
Yeah, I
I
know.
They have to play him.
Yeah, he's gonna.
We have to. Yeah,
I know, but there was still a question over whether we get all the documents in time and everything. That's done. Enzo will start. Enzo will be starting tonight.
But
I don't think there's any way we bench him anyway.
I was gonna say, like, look at our team. Just look at the state that we're in. A lot of this, let's just say, right, we do go on a short-term uptick in terms of form. What I want to happen in order to achieve that is to settle on some kind of spine for a team that we're going to use moving forward. Like, no offense to guys like Ziyech. I actually don't think Ziyech has been worse than any of the other attacking players that have been here all season. But if you're your own agent and you're trying to sort out deadline day moves and you obviously want away from the club, I don't really want to see you playing. Not because I don't think you can contribute in the short term, it's just you're not going to be here for the long term. And I don't see the point of prioritizing the short term when we're already in 10th, right? So I'm not really going to have a bunch of patience for a Ziyech playing. I'm not really going to have a whole lot of patience for a Conor Gallagher playing. I'm sorry. Like, I don't know who he thinks he is, but, like, we're turning down Moose to Everton Football Club. Like, fair enough. You don't think you're a relegation player. Evidently, the market doesn't think you're a European challenging player. So, like, where else are you going to play? So,
Peter, that's I'll say I think you have to be prepared to see that.
Without going saying Enzo is Argentinian and Gallagher will still be the biggest cokehead he's ever seen on a football pitch. Hashtag RIP Diego.
Goldie, what the fuck?
Oh my goodness. Big up yourself anyway, though. Sorry, Moyo. What were you saying, bro?
But yeah, I think if you remember how people were complaining even several weeks ago about the selections Potter was making, thinking that he has no spine, he has no backbone, these guys are going to be here long term, just play the youth. I knew I knew he was never going to do that, even though he knew fully well or had a good idea of who he wanted to get rid of. And that's just his style. It's his managing style. He doesn't want to he wants to keep the harmony in the dressing room together. And even though I think he has earmarked a few players who he doesn't need moving forward, he knows their influence in the dressing room. And it would be risky for him to just kind of throw them out. And I think that's just the way he works. And you know how sympathetic he's been towards Ziyech, and he has been contributing in this team. And I don't disagree with what you're saying, Peter. He's just not going to have a future moving forward. It's clear he doesn't want to stay here. But I think don't be surprised if you see him play here and there. If he continues to contribute, he's going to play. And I think it's okay. I don't think there's anything wrong with it, as long as you don't take away from a player like Madueke, who is going to be here long term and is playing well enough to start, but he keeps putting Ziyech over him despite not warranting that or meriting that. That's what I'm saying. So
look, man, if he feels tied to playing players like Gallagher and Ziyech, fair enough. But, like, at that point, whatever happens, happens. Like, you know,
Gallagher isn't top quality. You know what I mean? So I don't expect to see that anyway. But Ziyech, I'm not saying he's top quality, but he has been playing very well. Gallagher hasn't played well enough to play over players who are going to be here long term. Ziyech, maybe he has so far. Time will tell, but I wouldn't be surprised. And I don't think I'm not against that tactic, honestly. I mean, even till the day that Jorginho walks out the door, I think he was satisfied. He never threw him on the bench and said, "You don't have a future here, GTFO." He didn't do that, and I think I'm okay with that.
Would you? I guess, yeah, but look at the injury crisis.
Moyo, isn't that what you just said he should do to Ziyech, though?
That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that he don't expect that he is going to keep playing Ziyech.
I guess the question is, why would you, in that situation, did you think Jorginho was playing? Because, we basically had no midfield, all through January, right? Everybody was injured, dealing with whatever. we were chopping and changing. We're playing Lewis Hall in midfield, like for crying out loud.
Mm-hmm. No,
You know, like was it a question of I don't see him here as he's not part of the future, but I need him, or was it a question of I actually think he's the best person for the job given like who I have available? I guess we'll never know because he's gone. It doesn't really matter, but like it seemed very common sense to play the one guy who's always fit and actually plays that position when nobody else is fit. And like now he's gone, so I mean it'll be Enzo plus whomever. You would think.
The circumstances dictated that, but if you remember, people in the fan base were still calling it for his head, saying, "Why?"
Oh yeah. No, I get that. Like, there's definitely a discrepancy between how the people who support the club feel about the player and how Graham Potter seemed to feel about him. Fair enough. I'm just saying, for guys that we have now, considering there's other options and people that are considered to be better than the options we had previously,
right?
Have some of this loyalty for the sake of having the loyalty to these guys, especially when you might not see them as part of the long-term future. To me, at this point in the season, doesn't really make too much sense. I would get it if we were like 2 points off top 4, or we were actually going deep in the Champions League.
I agree with you.
Maybe could win it. Then I would kind of understand like imposing some sort of short-term standard and like short-term mandate. But seeing as we're kind of currently in no man's land, unless we put a run of form together, I don't really get it from where I'm currently sitting.
Yeah.
I don't know. But that's just how I feel. If you guys think we're going to win, fair enough. I'm not telling you we can't win. I'm just saying don't be surprised with whatever happens.
But yeah, whatever happens is whatever happens, because I'm still keeping in mind that midfield is going to be fucking mid with or without.
It's going to be hilarious. This might be our funniest team sheet of the season. Front 4, we could have Mudryk. You could have Madueke or Sterling. You could have fucking Kai. Oh, damn it. We'll probably have Kai Havertz and Mason Mount still, won't we?
That's refreshing.
I think Mount can be benched. Havertz will probably start up top, sadly, but we don't really have much other options. But Mount can be benched in spite of the lack of experience.
I can't lie. I feel like Aubameyang can do bits.
This made me
with
sad.
The current team.
Same, but like Potter just don't rate
over
him.
like
Havertz.
Yeah, he could play Ziyech in behind where he would play Mount and play Noni or Sterling on the right. And
because right now we have all the support for him to succeed.
I just thought about our team and it made me sad.
Aye, well, we could have a deeper think about it because I can get a lineup up and.
I just remembered like Mountain. Oh man.
Do you want to stick to 4-2-3-1 or a 4-3-3?
Yeah, let's stick with 4-2-3-1.
Considering we've never played 4-3-3 under Graham Potter, like an honest 4-3-3 shape, just stick with the 4-2-3-1.
4-2-3-1. All right, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good.
Right, so Kepa, Silva already in there because I don't think we need to debate the pair of them. They're going to start.
No.
I don't think the backfield changes personally.
Yeah, I think it's the same.
I don't think it should. And I hear wanting to start Reece.
Unless I actually feel like Reece might start.
Reece is starting
early. Then he's
been back in full training for the last 3 weeks. Full training, like not even.
Same thing happened last time.
Can't play a full 90 though.
No, I don't think he'll play 90 minutes. No,
definitely not.
The goal before wasn't for him to play 90.
So why rush him straight back in then? Because that's the same thing we did against Bournemouth.
Is it rushing a guy who's been in full training for 2 weeks, fully training with the team? It's not like he's doing just individual training.
I actually feel like depending on how the first half goes, he's gonna start. If we get like a 2-0 lead, he might not even come out for the second half.
Exactly. It makes more sense to not start him, and it shows. I think maybe for Reece, it is too soon to rush him back, or it is rushing back when it comes to Reece. We tried the same thing a couple months ago, and it proved to be fatal. So I would be a little bit more cautious if I was Potter or the team.
Can we acknowledge, like, this is going to sound crazy considering I don't have high expectations for this game, but like, I don't actually think who starts at right back with the current form of our back line collectively is too big of an issue today.
Yeah, I think we can manage.
It's not, but we also have to get Reece in form because the Champions League is coming.
I wouldn't be surprised to see Reece for like 25, 30 minutes off the bench and then start him next week or something.
Exactly. That makes more sense.
I wouldn't be surprised. But look, if you want to start Chalobah, you want to start Reece. In the grand scheme, like obviously Reece would be better. It'd be great if we all knew he could play 90 minutes because then there'd be no question. But I don't know. Considering he only lasted 53 minutes last time, yeah, he's had a lot more training and like did rehab and all that stuff again. And like we've also kept a clean sheet with this same back line for the last 2 games that we played. I wouldn't be surprised if Potter just be like, you guys go out there one more game, go for it. But if he doesn't, whatever.
Yeah, I think we just go Chalobah.
Yeah, I just don't think the back four should change anyway. They've had 2 clean sheets back to back. No reason to.
I'm fine with Chalobah playing. Like that's not my point of concern.
Yeah, my concern's further forward, like this midfield, bruv.
Oh yeah. My concern is everything else.
I was gonna say Enzo starts in the pivot.
Yes,
for sure.
Fernandez.
now
And that's where all the good stuff ends. Now, who do we play with?
Funny part.
I don't know.
So, what are our options to partner Enzo with our midfield?
Ruben
Can't play a full 90 either.
Don't care.
Kovacic, isn't it?
Ruben.
Kovacic is injured.
So,
Kova's injured, Zakari is injured, Kante's injured, Loftus-Cheek can't play a full 90, and Mount's
It's gonna be Gallagher. It's going to be Gallagher and then Mount.
It's gonna be the
wait, guys,
It's
hold on.
supposed to be Gallagher and Mount, bro.
We're starting Gallagher, Mount, and Havertz.
No, yeah.
No. A lot of
Havertz
people
right
saying
behind.
Ruben. A lot of people saying
Ruben. Big up the Swanley massive.
Wait,
No, didn't he
And one
just come
comment
back?
for
There's no way
cocaine
he's gonna
galore.
start.
I
He
might
just
put a
came back.
bet
There's
on
no
the
way he's
draw.
gonna start.
I mean, he could start if Potter really does not see Gallagher fitting with Enzo there. He might have to be forced to do that.
At the end of the day, like the squad depth we have in the midfield, no one's going to be playing 90 minutes anyway. So probably, I'd say start with Loftus-Cheek and then take him up after 60 anyway.
Yeah, that's all we can do.
All right,
Yeah,
cool.
that's fair.
So we'll put Ruben and Fernandez in the pivot.
And nothing bad could possibly happen, right, guys? Guy on his day, guy that's not 90 minutes fit. Let's do this.
Yeah,
Let's
this is gonna
go.
go wrong. I can't lie. This is gonna go wrong.
I mean, I
And
love
guys,
how-
in the comments, if you want to put somebody in the lineup, just any super chat, and you guys can run that.
I love how
It could be worse.
I love how Lewis thinks we're going to start Fernandez when it's clearly going to be a Mount Loftus-Cheek pivot.
Nah, I think Fernandez
That's gonna be
definitely.
Gallagher.
Oh,
Gallagher.
that just made my stomach turn, bruv.
We're
It's
really
gonna-
short in
It's
midfield.
going
We
to
don't
start
really
looking
have
at
a
that
choice.
Newcastle lineup still.
God
Ooh.
forbid.
The Newcastle lineup, all-time funniest team. All-time funniest. Oh, my God.
Anyway, right wing / right mid's got to be Sterling.
I would hope so.
No,
I'd
come on.
play
All these
Ziyech,
guys
I
have
won't
just come
lie.
back from injury.
Ziyech.
Yeah, I
in
played
Paris,
Ziyech
bruv.
as well.
Ziyech has been our best forward the last 2
Oh,
games.
my God.
Ziyech
I
can
can't lie. He
Caliber
might
lock
just vex and
against
score an
Ziyech.
own goal.
Listen, I
Oh,
can
my
think
Lord.
of 3 reasons why Ziyech might not start for us today.
I think you could see Ziyech on the right, Sterling in the
I
middle,
don't think Ziyech is
Modric
playing, mate.
on the left.
No, Modric will be playing left.
Yeah, Modric on the left, Ziyech on the right,
I
Sterling in the middle.
don't think Ziyech plays, bruv. Not after that PSG saga.
Why not?
Ah,
No, man, he's all right.
Yeah, I
man. I
mean,
think he's
he
happy.
was
Man.
back in
Leave him
training.
alone.
Not playing
Wait,
him
he
is the
went straight
worst
back
thing you
into
can
training
actually
with
do
no
right
issues.
now.
Yeah,
not
I
playing
don't
him
think
is the
Ziyech-
worst thing you can do.
I would take it, but I don't think he starts. Unfortunately, not. I think it is Sterling.
What's the
I think
majority
it'll be
saying?
Nani.
Can someone explain the logic to me of, okay, I'm all right with Ruben, all right, but Ruben and Sterling have been back in training less time than Reece has, but they can go right back into the starting lineup.
Needs must. man.
Because Reece James is our most critical player, and we can't risk
Okay,
injuring
so let's
him.
put him on the bench. That's a good idea. Let's put our most critical player on the bench.
Again, this isn't a must-win.
No, I
season.
think with Reece James, it's just the fear of him.
Nah,
being
this is a
injured
must
more
win,
so
bro.
than
You
anything.
can't say this. Right
It's-
So
before the
that's
Champions
going to
League
be
game,
his whole
this is a
career.
must
Let's just
win.
baby this dude and buttercup him and wrap
just
him up.
for no,
Not
I
just
think
that
for
bad,
4 months because
Actually,
when Malo
that's a good
Gusto
point.
comes in, we're not going to have the
Okay.
same energy.
Are
Oh,
any
Jamal
are
has,
any of
by
these-
the way, said Datro Fofana up top.
Yes,
All right, we'll take
Jamal.
it. We'll
He
take it.
knows
We'll
not
take
to
it.
play Havertz. He knows not to play Havertz. Yes.
Anyone who thinks
No, he's not.
Havertz isn't starting is crazy.
Yeah,
No,
I
I
still
know
think
he's
he's
not.
starting.
Hey, the super chat is a super chat.
I know.
No, I
he's
know,
starting.
but like
I
people
don't want
think
him
it
to.
up. It's gonna happen.
Havertz is definitely starting, by the way.
Yeah,
Obviously,
100% he's starting.
Obviously, he's starting, but he shouldn't.
To me, it's just sink or swim. I don't mind. If he balls out, great. If he doesn't, he ain't starting next season. So that's whatever. Naval Nation also says I wouldn't start Enzo tonight. I don't think I'd let him get used to the environment, then play him the week after and let him rest till next week. As much as I want him to play tonight, as much as I get what you're trying to say, our midfield is a fucking mess right now, my friend. We have to throw Enzo in there. He's not been playing for weeks. He's missed the last Benfica game, but other than that, his sharpness is there. I'd throw him straight into the fire.
Absolutely. Like, there is not a better game to get him started into. There is not a better game to get him settled into than Fulham at home.
Wow, Kai's already waiting on Fofana.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I get that. But yeah, Naval Nation, thank you for the donation, but I'd start Enzo personally. I would.
You stepped on my toe, but it's fine.
Fucking hell, bro.
Who's having a
mute your mic, bro, if you're talking to other people. Right. Cam. Who we putting in the Cam?
Mount. No, I'm joking. I'm joking.
I mean, is it a joke? Probably gonna happen.
It probably will be Havertz. Now we're saying Fofana's starting up top. It's gonna have to be Havertz in the Cam, personally.
So we're benching Mount and Gallagher.
I said, why do we think
Mount can't start?
Mount deserves to be benched right now.
Fofana was super chatted.
Oh, guys! I agree with you. This is not. We know this isn't going to happen, right?
Yeah, we do.
I can see
the game's the game.
We know Gallagher, Mount, and Havertz are probably all starting.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a shout for Ruben, but
I think Ruben, just because we don't really have that much experience in the midfield. Other than that,
I can't watch another Conor Gallagher pivot session, man. I'm sorry. My eyes.
I'm good.
For me, I think it all depends on what kind of profile Potter wants to pair with him. Does he think Gallagher is too rash? Maybe he would prefer someone like Ruben, who's a little bit more calm in that position, a little bit more experienced, a little bit more level-headed to allow someone who's never played in the Premier League before to adapt in his first game. Maybe Gallagher does a little bit too much and doesn't help him out. I don't know. That's kind of what I would think.
I mean, I still think I've just literally just seen. I don't know why I haven't been looking at my phone, but obviously Machuca got his shirt number confirmed today, so I reckon he does start at right mids today, or at right wing.
Does anybody actually ask a question? And I don't expect all of you to have kept up with PSV, right? Does anybody actually think this guy is ready to play Premier League football for a club the level of Chelsea right now?
No.
Why would we sign him otherwise?
No.
We'll see future, but we haven't got. Well, by the looks of things, Sterling isn't going to do full 90. I don't think Savić is going to start today, given the PSG drama. I think Machuca does start today.
I mean, that's fair enough.
Giselle thinks he's ready, so I mean, we'll see.
You guys see him as a consistent starter and
No, I think he's Sterling's backup personally.
All right, so this is more just a today thing and not a moving forward thing.
Yeah.
All right, that's fine then. Because
I'll say he's probably got just as much of an opportunity as Sterling does. I mean, listen, I know Sterling has a record in the Premier League, but he has not been good this year outside of the first maybe 3 games of the season. I don't think he's some sort of nailed down starter.
I don't know, man. I just don't think it's whatever. Fair enough. We had Sterling playing left wing back for some random portion of the season. I get it, kind of. I don't know. I just once we settle on a shape and have an actual spine put together, I would like to see people put in more natural positions to just kind of actually reevaluate. Because I think while Madueke could be good and probably will be one day, for the rest of this season and maybe even moving forward into next season, it might be at a point where he's just not really ready to produce at that level. I don't know, but I see him in a lot of combined, a lot of Chelsea Dream 11s and all this stuff. I'm we know this kid's 19, 20 years old, right? And he's got limited experience in full-time football.
Peter, it got to the point I saw a combined 11, or not combined, people wanted him to play striker for the rest of the season. That's how little they wanted Havertz to play.
I mean, I get that. I'm at the point where I might just play with 10 instead of play with Havertz. Trust me, I'm there.
I know, I get that. Madueke and a striker.
Yeah, we can't just, I don't know. It is what it is. if he plays today, I'll support him. I have nothing against him. I'm just saying, like, we might want to temper our expectations with a guy like with that level of experience and at that age. Like with Mudryk, he costs more money, and our left wingers are absolutely like, if you take out Sterling from a left wing option, our left wingers are all hopeless or want to leave. You know, so it's like, yeah, it's kind of different. You have to play, you know.
Right. So are we gonna say Havertz and Cam? I'm guessing.
Yeah, but based on the rest of this, then yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if Fofana has to be the striker.
Yeah.
Hey, man,
On the right,
you go.
Ziyech or Madueke? What are we saying?
Sterling. I swear Sterling's fit, isn't he?
Yeah, but he
Sterling.
only played 60 minutes.
Yeah, he's fit. He's fit.
Conor Gallagher, right wing.
Oh dear.
Who knows?
I think he put Sterling in it.
Yeah, I say Sterling because I get the idea of like playing all your new signings, but it has to come a point where like you can't just throw all of them in and expect them to work. You need some consistency with some level, like some of the squad.
Naval Nation says I'd bring him on second half, if anything, talking about Enzo Fernandez. I can't. Enzo to me just has to start.
I would agree.
The fit right now has to
I
start.
would just say I would agree if it wasn't for the fact our only midfield options are Loftus-Cheek, Hall, and Gallagher.
Yeah, that's it. Like with the options that we have, if we play that midfield free, you might as well just take the L already.
Bro, Palhinha would have a field day.
DK also says Havertz out and Mbappe in for the summer. I mean, if you want to talk about dreams, yes, please. Yes, please. Bowley can do anything.
You guys think we can go negotiate with PSG for Mbappe after the Ziyech thing fell apart? Come on, guys.
Hey, they need to talk to Bowley nice, or we'll just buy their whole club out.
That's not how that works, Chief.
I don't know how things work with Bowley no more. I just see him want something and he takes it.
Yeah, but they are owned by Qatar. They got more money than Bowley.
Hey, yeah, that's fair enough.
You better watch out if they'll buy our club. What the hell? What the hell?
Right, so the lineup we've come up with is Kepa, Chalobah, Silva, Badiashile, Cucurella, Enzo, Loftus-Cheek, Havertz, Mudryk, Sterling, and Datro Fofana up top.
That is not what we're gonna see, bro.
Don't put my name on that.
100% playing. Like
this lineup. Whoever's made it was high.
Hey, I like how much BLM we got in this team, though. I like it.
It's very inclusive. It's very inclusive.
Yeah,
you're saying this. We're not going into the Fulham game like this.
No. Like Havertz will be up top. Probably we'll have someone else in the cam.
Oh, we'll have Gallagher, Mount, and Havertz playing, brother.
Definitely. Whoever said that, that's your team.
Bruv.
Oh, no, yeah, like that's 100%. The midfield probably be Enzo and Gallagher, which means Enzo's probably going to break his legs trying to hold that together. You're going to have Mount in the 10, and you'll have Havertz up top. Be brilliant.
Hey man, disappointing evening for the Blues. This is what I'm feeling.
I'm just excited to see Enzo play. Like I was hearing you talk about this earlier, like Pia, but like for me, the rest of the season is just about the new players. Like I want to see Mudryk, how he performs, Enzo, Felix, and Madueke. Fuck the others. Like
exactly all I'm looking for.
Apart from James and Silva, and maybe Cucurella because I like him. Like fuck the others. Like I just want to see
in this game. I'm looking for a style of play. I'm looking for a style of play in this game and forward playing balls. That's all I'm looking for.
I just want vibes, man.
Didn't see that, bro.
All I'm looking
I just want to not be sad.
Yeah,
exactly.
That's why. Like, if we lose, it is what it is. It's what.
It can't be.
You really think Loftus-Cheek is going to start over Gallagher? So I don't know. Really. A Gallagher Enzo pivot is just nah. I'm good.
Guys, I understand why we're all excited about the rest of the season, and it makes sense. But it's like I was looking at the squad options. I was thinking about it yesterday. I was like, I'm going to watch this game, and I just don't know. Like, Graham Potter's in a kind of shitty position where he's going to have to rely on people who've been out of form or rely on a group of players who've never played a competitive game together. You know, is that Fofana?
Yep.
Hey man, fresh trim to sit on the bench. Let's go.
No, I can't lie. This is looking a bit better. It's looking a bit better. More vibes, more style.
It suits him.
Yeah. The Afro.
I feel for Fofana, by the way, because he already played for Molde this year, right?
Apparently not. Apparently, because like the way their season works, it's from March to November. It's like the MLS.
So he could have been loaned?
Apparently, so I'm like,
he should have probably.
Otherwise, he wouldn't have been able to been loaned. But apparently, I mean, there must have been that must have been the case. Otherwise, why was he getting like 3 teams trying to take him on loan if he couldn't play for them?
That's true. It's just like I feel like I wish he could have gotten a loan or something. So I don't see how many minutes there's going to be for him now that we're out of all the cup competitions, basically. And before you guys say European Cup, be very fucking serious about like how far you think we're going to go in that. But yeah, that is what it is.
All right, cool.
He's done score predictions already.
Hey, whoever in the chat predicted a 4-1 Chelsea win, I'm trying to scroll up and find you, but I need some of what you're smoking.
Yeah, let me know too, brother. I'll pick up off that guy too.
4-1. We scored 22 goals all season. You think we're scoring 4 today?
Yeah, we need this attack to turn things around because defensively, I've deeped it. We've not been too bad.
No,
only conceded about we've conceded about as much as we've scored. But the problem is we've scored as much as we conceded.
We score 1 a game. Like I would, if you offered me 2 goals right now, I'd take it.
My brother said 5-0. Oh dear.
Who's scoring 5? Who are the 5 goal scorers?
Yeah. Who are the 5 goal scorers?
No, it is. Every opposition just going to counter us and make games uncomfortable.
Williams scores 5 own goals.
You're going to make it so uncomfortable for us. All these players are fresh. They know that the manager's probably going to tell them just get out there and make them feel as much as comfortable as possible. If you go in there and they think they're going to have a good time, then they've got another thing coming.
Lewis, have you seen this?
That sounds like some Ole Gunnar Solskjaer tactics.
Lewis, someone's literally just said if we don't score 3 or more goals against Fulham, he's going to donate $100 to you.
Huh? Whoa, who said that?
John Webb.
Come on, Fulham! Come on, Fulham!
No, Chelsea 2-0 win. How dare you be so plastic? How dare you be so plastic? You cheer Fulham.
The game is the game. Charge it, bro.
2-0 Chelsea.
Yeah, 2-0 or whatever. Just don't get a first.
Hey, I would sign up for 2 goals right now. The hell?
Fucking hell, that's mad. Hey, if he even drops to 100 and we don't win by 3, fair enough. Hey, well, we win by 4. It's all good. Goem says that dude will be changing his identity shortly after the game. Yeah, that might be the last time we see John Webb. But if it is, love for the love anyway. I am not a plastic, actually. I'm not a plastic. I still want us to win. Just, win by 2 or whatever. Yo, Lewis, if you don't get the money, send the Russian. Definitely will.
Alex is just there lurking, waiting.
I saw this comment from Casually FC earlier. Do you reckon Chelsea and Potter have turned a new leaf on Ziyech? No way we fuck up papers 3 times by accident. No, I just think we're too focused on Enzo. Like, low-key, I get it. We fucked up at the end, but why is PSG waiting till January the 30th to get this guy when we've had him on the transfer list for 6 months?
And it's clearly our fault, apparently. Like it's not like they came in with 2 hours to go for Ziyech, knowing that we are focusing on breaking the British transfer record. Like, I'm sorry, but PSG, get a fucking brain, will you? Like, genuinely. Like, it's clearly Chelsea's fault. Bruv, you came in 2 hours late, like 2 hours long before deadline, and you're expecting us to drop our British transfer record to loan you Ziyech. Pattern up.
Oh my gosh. By the way, if Ryan's still here or any other Liverpool fans, you're not going to like this.
Go on.
Dortmund now feel they have a suitable benchmark for Bellingham thanks to Enzo Fernandez's Chelsea move. So Liverpool now know what they have to bring to the table. It shouldn't be less than the transfer fee for Fernandez. Hold that. Woke bastards. Hold that. Andrew, thanks for sending that over to my G. Appreciate that.
Liverpool are going to go nuts, bruv.
You man, you broke fuckers, man. You're gonna need to wait 2 years to secure him.
Is that why Klopp was crying today?
Is what?
Is that why Klopp was crying about Chelsea spending, saying he'd need a lawyer to talk about it today?
Probably. Even Barry knows we'll buy the whole club. Well, but that is mad. That is fucking mad.
What do they?
And you know what? It would have been easier for you, Liverpool, if everyone didn't start snitching about amortization and everything, and now FFP isn't getting logged up. You could have gone for 8 years, potentially a little bit cheaper, copied the Todd Bowley mold, but now you had to grass. So now you're going to have to pay a lot more upfront.
What did they think they were going to pay? Like, they thought we were going to get 80 M's?
I mean, realistically, I didn't see Bellingham going for less than 100 mil anyway.
Yeah, so like, what are we really crying about? An extra 6 mil?
Yeah, but
we ain't crying.
For 160 over.
No, but like, what did they think was going to happen here? You get them for 40 M's, like it's like FIFA career mode on easy? Like, no.
Hey, you know what? Let's just buy Bellingham as well, just to really rub it in Liverpool's face.
Might as well.
I see that one. I said Pep was crying too. They're all crying.
How's Pep crying?
They all thought we were going to be mudded.
Hang on, the guy who spent probably about like 50 billion just on fullbacks, he's crying about transfer fees that Chelsea are spending.
Flop going on rope watch when he sees the 200 million price tag. You got to hold
Fuck
that.
Jurgen Klopp, man. Fuck Jurgen Klopp.
Oh no, it's not his fault. It's the assistants.
Overrated.
Jason Cundy put it right the other night, man. Everyone wanted to see us out, and now we're spending on one's crying. Everyone shut the fuck up and let's just leave us be. You know what I mean? Klopp should shut up.
But I want to be the most hated team again.
I want it. You know what I mean? I love it.
Rival fans can't have it both ways.
I love it when we hated.
Rival fans can't have it both ways. You can't go from making Chelsea liquidation jokes and save the bridge jokes like 10 months ago.
Yeah.
No, I mean,
first of all, like, you got to remember, like, Chelsea were forced to sell because the government seized the club over some geopolitical, like, grandstanding bullshit. If most Chelsea fans a year ago had their choice, none of this takeover stuff would have never happened.
We would have kept running.
Exactly.
Yeah,
exactly. Exactly.
How dare the club spend money? I'm like, you wanted
we
to get involved.
Yeah, we didn't ask for Bowley, to be honest. He just came and was a part of.
I was going to say, like, that's what they're pissed about. They're pissed about the fact we've got an owner who's going to spend the money smart. Like, we're going to go, like, instead of going and spending 100 mil on Lukaku, we're spending 100 mil on Fernandez. That's what they're pissed about. No one gave a fuck when we spent 100 mil on Lukaku because it was Lukaku.
Yeah.
Now people are getting like pissy because we're spending 100 mil on Enzo. They hold that.
They're doing
money for you broke bastards. You can all hold that, bro.
Yeah, no, I tell them again. And
Scott, sorry, I need to say this before anyone makes a point because I will forget this. Bearing in mind, right, the amount of illegal transfer shit that Barcelona have been doing, that has not been called out half as much as what Chelsea have been doing because it's a clear agenda against Chelsea. Like, oh, Chelsea are doing dodgy 8.5-year deals. Barcelona are not paying their players.
Do you know what it is, though, Ben? Like, the thing is none of what any of these clubs are doing is illegal. Like, what Barcelona are doing isn't illegal. They're just bending the rules. They're doing what we did. They're bending the rules to the point where they aren't breaking it.
I don't think we even bended the rules.
They are bending the rules. The most,
no.
While still
you're absolutely right. Absolutely right.
That's the same thing we did. Like, we did the same thing where, like, what we did was shitty. We're still in the rules. We just bend the rules so it would, like, benefit us. Clubs have been doing that for years.
I absolutely agree. It's
Clubs
called legal loopholes.
Oh, like, you want to talk about bending the rules?
I think clubs knew. I think clubs knew how to do this as well.
You mentioned Barca, but like Juve have done this before in other clubs where just before the financial like year refreshes, if anyone like wants to go and find out like how bad it goes. So I don't know if anyone remembers when Barca signed Neto from Valencia and they sold Celestin to Valencia. It was the same transfer fee. All it was is for the it was to literally just like it was so they wouldn't get done for FFP. They literally bought and sold a keeper for the same amount of money.
Yeah.
And big up DK as well, saying Bowley and Igbali going to kidnap Jude in summer. I wouldn't even put it past him, my friend. I wouldn't put it past him.
I don't even want to.
Just offer Dortmund 100 mil and tell Bellingham you don't have to live in Liverpool.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it was somebody where there was some report the other day that like Jude was put off by the erratic spending of Chelsea. I was like, that sounds like complete bullshit. Like most players would be excited to go to a club that's spending money on players. Like,
hear about that.
Why would he give a shit that he's going to a team that the owners are absolutely improving on a yearly basis? Like, I don't know why that would be a turnoff.
if you know you're either a world-class player or you're about to be a world-class player, why would you give a fuck about how much money your club is spending when they're spending a lot of money? You don't care about that stuff. You go to training. You care if you have a good coaching staff in place. You care about your career elevating. Like, no one's going to sit around and say, oh, you spent too much money this January. It makes me uncomfortable.
Yeah.
When players see that big clubs are spending big, the only thing that's going to happen is they're going to have that, traditional cartoon dollar eyes. And they just look at the club with like love hearts and dollar signs. Oh, I want to get paid big bucks there. That's what's going to happen.
The only thing that would put off a Jude Bellingham potentially to a Chelsea, and if this did, I don't want him anyways, is if Chelsea went and signed, let's just say they signed a Caicedo or Lavia in the summer, and then they went in for Jude Bellingham, and he said, you've already signed 2 big money midfield players. I don't want to go play there. At that point, it's like, all right.
I was going to say, that's the thing, Peter, because then that just shows that he doubts his ability compared to those guys. If that's the case. Hey, then fuck you then. Go and play for Liverpool. Go and take that bitch out and Liverpool, bro.
Sorry, go ahead and play with Jordan James Milner until 2025, man. I don't care.
That's the thing. It's the same thing with Kane. That's the whole reason Kane's still at Tottenham is because his bitch ass mentality didn't want to leave sooner. So hold that.
Sorry, let me put that into context before I get absolutely shredded by everyone. Yes, Kane can perform, but he can't perform on big stages. When it comes to and the pressure's on, he can't do it. The first penalty against France, fair enough. The second penalty, it landed in my fucking garden, mate. Champions League final, did he turn up in the Tottenham Champions League final? No. Has he turned up in other Tottenham finals? No. Has he turned up in semi-finals? No. Other players have been turning up. Harry Kane goes missing when the stakes are as high as they can be. And that's what Scott said. He stays at Tottenham because he can't perform on big levels.
All he has to do is go on strike, and he'd be at City right now.
I heard that. Do you reckon that Harry Kane is just settling for comfortability as opposed to aspiring?
Harry Kane's a professional footballer.
This guy's got no. He's a bitch. He's got no ambition. If he had ambition, he'd be at a bigger club right now. Right. But he doesn't give a fuck.
He gave up.
He's a big enough player. What of his attempted move to Manchester City? What would you call that?
Well, what's his options now? Now he's got the chance, right? What's of his options? United, cool. What are they going to win within the next 3 years, apart from maybe an FA Cup? But Bayern aren't going to want him because they ain't got the money to spend on him. They just haven't.
I think Conte sold him a dream. I think Conte sold him a dream. When Conte came in, I think he would have left.
If Conte's selling you a dream, you're a fucking idiot, bro. Either way, he's a bitch. He's I'm sorry, but his mentality is shit. Look at Bale. All pushed for the move. Bale and Modric both pushed for moves, and then they both played for Real Madrid and won multiple trophies.
And what's Conte supposed to say to him? I can make you like Lukaku. He'd be like, bitch, I'm better than Lukaku already. What are you talking about? You're not gonna do anything for my career that's gonna improve me as a player, really. I mean,
I'm getting this. Harry Kane ended his own strike to go play for Tottenham under Nuno Espirito Santo instead of double down and force a move to Manchester City. He could have been
Peter. He's a big enough player.
You could argue that Daniel Levy was he's a bit of a hard one to crack. He's not. He's saying no. He's saying no.
All he has to do is put his phone on Do Not Disturb and say, Pep, come get me. I'm not going back. And he'd be there right now.
He's a big enough player. He could have made a stink and got out of there. Absolutely.
Yeah, exactly. We've seen worse players go on strike and get moved. Let's be honest. And Pep publicly wanted Harry Kane. He could have been where Holland is in all those positions, stat padding all those goals in a title race right now. He could have won a league last season. Come on, I don't have any sympathy for Kane at this point. You had your chance to leave. You walked.
No, neither do I. I understand the argument, just for argument's sake.
Especially when you listen to this morning what they said. Enzo told Rui Costa if you don't do this, I'm gonna go public and I'm gonna embarrass this whole fucking club. And Rui Costa's all right, you gotta go. Then it's fine. He's been at Benfica for 7 months. He didn't give a goddamn about Benfica, man.
Was that real? Was that? So he's ready to risk it all and just expose everything from the dealings if he didn't go through. That
was the report. And Rui Costa kind of hinted at it by saying I spoke to him and he made it clear he didn't want to stay. So
energy.
If you're trying to get out, you got to do that.
I mean, Raheem Sterling did it.
What's up, Maya?
He said something about exposing the
details. Yeah, he was going to go public on his social media and expose the club. Oh. And they were like, all right, well, you can go to Chelsea. I mean, he's been there for 7 months. You think Enzo gave a fuck about Benfica?
Yeah.
It's not like he's been there his whole career.
He probably used that as a benchmark.
I found this out earlier, by the way. He's only ever finished a season at a club once, and it was the club he went
Yeah,
on.
I read that thing.
Who's this?
That's what happens when you're good, Scott. You get to progress quickly.
That's wild. He went to a club that had never played, that had literally just got promoted, had never played in the top level of Argentinian football. They won the South American equivalent of the Europa League. That was the only club he stayed at like for a season. The next season he went back to River Plate. He was only with there a few months, then got bought by Benfica and was at Benfica 6 months. Yeah, we're going to be the first club in we're going to be his 4th club, and we might be only the 2nd club he actually finishes a season with.
Enzo to Real Madrid in the summer, 200 mil. Let's do this.
What's that? An £80 million profit? Nah.
Hey man, I'm just saying they put it across. I would accept. I would accept. 200 mil for any of our players. You got to at least look at it, man.
That's the only. That's the only downside. That's the only downside of. It's the only downside of Marina not being here. It would have been a 200 mil sale with a potential additional like 80 million in like add-ons and stuff. You know, like
that deal was too funny.
Yeah, it's incredible. I mean, that's one of the best deals ever for a club, especially because they were all objectives that Madrid could easily hit. You know, the Champions League is really the only toss-up, but they're usually in or around, the top 4, final 4 at least.
Yeah.
On a side note, just going back to Bellingham, I don't know if I want him come the summer. I don't even know if I want him.
I mean, I wouldn't say no to him.
I would definitely take him.
Not because
Enzo the pivot, you're smoking.
Not because he's a bad player, but I don't think he works. I don't think him and Fernandez is a good pivot. I don't think that works. I think Fernandez is going to be better for us, like when he's a bit further up. So I think whoever you partner him with is going to want to sit deeper. That's why I think him and Zakaria could work. That's why I think him and Caicedo could work. Him and Kone. I don't think him and Bellingham works because I think it can work okay. I just think you're losing stuff with Fernandez if you're playing him deeper.
I agree with you, Scott.
Yeah, more defensive stuff. Or you're going to play a deeper midfielder. Nope. We saw how that went.
I think it just is a Dortmund thing because Dortmund pump these guys up so much while they're there. They like build their egos so much that like by the time they're ready to leave Dortmund, they think they're like some holier than thou player, and they go to a big team and they get a quick reality check. Like look at guys like Jadon Sancho. Like they get this big ego at Dortmund because Dortmund build them up so much to be able to sell them. And then by the time they get to a new club where they're just kind of a guy on the team, like it can really fuck with your head.
Bar Erling Haaland. Yeah, but you're not wrong.
Sure. Yeah. But even he has an insane ego. I mean, he's a great player. It didn't really affect his game. But
has done enough to back that ego up. Like
I think he's done enough, to be honest.
He's only gone and beaten like some of the, the top goal scorers already. Like he's on 25 goals already.
More goals than we have.
He's on 25 Premier League goals, and that's that amount of goals is what normally wins a Golden Boot, let alone being on that.
He's not human, bro. I swear down, bro. How you got
he's an android. He is literally an android.
You're Android 18 or something, bro.
Android 18. No. He wears number 9, doesn't he?
Bloody hell, bro.
Android 9.
He's not human. How you got 25 goals?
And if anything, he would be more like Android 17. Come on.
Oh, by the way, he's 100% breaking the scoring record.
Absolutely. Haaland is
100%.
What did you say he was on now?
Inevitable.
How many goals has he got so far this season?
More than
he's got 25 in the Premier League
alone. What's to do?
He needs 10 more to break.
It's a bit of a ball. We've got to find out what's going on with these cases.
He'll beat Andy Cole, you reckon, yeah?
Yeah, he literally needs to beat Andy Cole and to beat Shearer because they're the joint top goal scorers in a league, in a calendar or not a Premier League season. He needs 10 more.
And
10 more.
Hang on.
That's just 2
you're going to go on this, then go on Optimus as well. Log in on Optimus and just pick up all the updates.
Haaland is definitely scoring this weekend.
It's a bit of an admin job, but you learn how to manage
it's slim call.
Oh, mate. You know what?
Victor, your mic is wavy.
It's not.
Is that not Victor?
Sorry, guys. Sorry.
Oh, no, it's not, yeah.
Yeah, I think that is Victor, isn't it?
No, it's Slim.
Oh, okay, sorry, Victor.
No, it's fine.
Teaching my colleagues.
I saw this as well. Steve Nicol has urged Liverpool to sign N'Golo Kante this summer. This is the second time I'm seeing Kante to Liverpool links.
I mean,
thank
happily.
God they can't talk to him in January. They'll have to wait.
Liverpool,
yeah, like not
reek of desperation, man.
Not on Kante. It's because if Klopp stays, Klopp and Kante is a recipe for a Kante retirement. That man will break him.
Oh shit! Yeah, he will never.
He will destroy him. Have you seen what he's doing to Fabinho? He will literally break Kante.
Yeah, was it Simon? I think Simon Phillips posted yesterday that N'Golo and Mason are very close to extending.
They're very close, yeah.
I love
That's
Kante.
I think Simon Phillips reported that yesterday. He said that after the window's over, that Mason and N'Golo are the two that are the closest to extending.
Let's go.
Please no.
Which we all know Mason's extending. Like whether we like it or not. I think they'll keep him.
I got my hopes up. Fuck. We could have got rid of Mount and Gallagher. Damn it.
Gallagher, I think does. I do think they will sell him in the summer because he's one of a few players that will actually garner like more than 30 million.
Plus, I think a homegrown player needs to go.
Yeah, that and we need to get rid of the man and the idea. Like Gallagher and Mount, they both need to go. I'm sorry. No more robotic road-running number 8s that come through Cobham. Give me real football players that play other positions.
Peter, are you okay with Mount staying if he's a bench player? Because we have better players than him in the squad, and he definitely doesn't play because of it.
I guess, yeah.
I think that's what's going to happen. I think that's fine with me.
That wouldn't.
The wage has to be right, though, right, Mara?
That wouldn't bother me too much, but seeing as we've had multiple different managers persist on Mount on the 11 to this date, like I'm not going to get my hopes up as if that reality is going to actually unfold. If that makes any sense.
No, like I need him to leave just so his fans fuck off as well, or his fans can fucking hold that. Like,
I wonder who you're on about.
It's not even just him; it's all of them. Like when he leaves, they can all go cry in their.
Oh, let me be clear. I'd sell like 12 of these players if it was up to me.
Well, that's we're signing lots of players.
I would happily. The thing with Mount is like I would contemplate him sitting on the bench if it didn't mean I'd have to fucking listen to his like fans moan and bitch the whole entire time and complain about how key he is to this team. It's like, no, fuck off, just sell him, and then they can go and cry.
If we're gonna play with the pivot and a 4-2-3-1 shape kind of long term, at least in possession, I don't think he fits anywhere. So unless we're gonna do like the tactical pressing thing when you're trying to see out a lead and use Mount as like the more advanced white version of John Obi Mikel, then like I don't really get it.
Yeah, and that would probably have to
press into.
That would probably have to facilitate like an in-game formation change too, Peter. Like maybe if you bring him on, you have to go to maybe like a 3-5-2 or something like that. Where you're gonna add an extra midfielder.
Like, these stipulations for which I could see Mount being used.
Yeah,
I guess, but like,
there's a lot of like stipulations, right? It's not like there's no clear place for him.
Surely we could like make good profit on these guys and find somebody actually suited for that role within the squad and like happy to be in that role. Because make no mistake, guys, he started consistently for his 4th season now. I wonder like how the like ego is going to adapt to just being a glorified James Milner.
Yeah. And we'll find out we'll find out for West Ham because once Felix is back, he's going into the team. So where that will be, it'll be, I think it'll probably be somewhere behind in the 10 role behind Havertz, but Mount we'll find out real quick what the plan is for Mount when Felix is healthy.
No, but I think you also see it with his contract because I've heard and I believe that his sticking point with his contract right now is the number of years and what kind of role he sees himself. And to Peter's point about his ego that's probably built over time, if he's being told that he might not be guaranteed that anymore, I don't see him staying. But if he's going to stay, he probably is being assured that he still has a very important place in the side. Like you could still see us play a 4-3-3 where he absolutely will be used at his best. So yeah, whether he signs or not will kind of tell you what we're planning to do with him. So
I think as well it depends on with the contract. You mentioned that like if they end up relenting and giving him what he wants in terms of the 4 years or 5 years, whatever it is, that must mean that they don't rate him or they don't see him being as key for this squad going forward as the guys they've given the 7-year contracts to. Because you wouldn't relent and you wouldn't change what you're going to offer him unless you either think A, you can re-sign him in a few years, or B, he's just not that key to you going forward. Like, there's a reason why they went with James 6+1. Like, they went with all these guys they brought in long-term deals.
And James was our first like super max extension in a sense.
Mm-hmm.
He was the first one who got like, wow, 7-year deal, you know. I don't know, like it doesn't seem like he's key moving forward, right? Because Nkunku's coming in the summer. Mudryk is here. Madueke is here. Sterling's probably going to be here. If you think he's underperformed, fair enough, right? Kai Havertz, big question mark. Mason Mount, I just also like big question mark. You know, it seems like there's too many mediocre chefs in a kitchen that's like slightly mediocre right now and needs to improve. So just I don't know if he wants to be a squad player, cool. If he doesn't, I'm more than fine with that.
Yeah, he's definitely a player you could easily replace. So I'm not bummed. I just feel like he can be a player who just bit part bench rod. And if he's fine with that, and you know, I'm fine with it, honestly. If he knows what his role is. Question: would you guys rather keep, if you had to keep one, would you rather keep Mount or would you rather keep Gallagher?
Gallagher, and it's not even close.
Gallagher.
I agree. I'm with Scott, man.
Okay, fair enough.
I think I'd rather. I just would rather.
Do you know what the thing? I was
a squad player.
They're really similar to each other. There's a couple things Gallagher has over Mount. Number one is the age. He has 3 years, I think it is, on him. That's 3 years of development where you can mold him to be something adequate, something to the point of like.
I only think there's 1 or 2 year difference.
Regardless, that's still an extra time. Number two, I think offensively he's better. I think Gallagher is offensively better. He's got better passing in terms of his vision, and I think his shooting technique is way better than Mount's.
Yeah, he gets himself in better positions too, in my opinion.
That's the thing. Yeah, he gets.
The ego's not there too. He doesn't think he's the face of the club or anything. Gallagher, he can realistically be a squad player, and he wouldn't make an issue. Whereas Mount,
told Conor Gallagher he was going to be James Milner in like Gen Z version for Chelsea right now.
All right, boys. I've got to go. So
take care, Ben. Big up, my G.
Up the Chelsea, 7-0 win tonight, and have it.
Big up energy. That is the energy this Friday. Give on.
7-0, I'll take it, but like fair enough. But Conor Gallagher, if you told me he's going to be like Super Saiyan Milner, he would probably take that for Chelsea because he just is happy to be here. You know, like it's easier to fit him into that like squad role where you're off the bench and you're seeing out games kind of thing, than it would be to demote somebody like Mount from poster boy to that.
Yeah,
you know?
Agreed.
Gallagher is that kind of you can use him in a more attacking sense. He comes alive in the final third, and you can trust him more to make.
He's even a better presser. I know he gets a lot of shit about people like to call him a headless chicken because he runs. You can get away with a guy like that in your squad that works hard for the team, that's pressing the ball. Like you can get away with a guy like that in your team, but you can't have 2 or 3 of them.
Honestly, the pressing thing with Mount is losing its value because you have a player.
No, I'm talking about Gallagher, and I think Gallagher is a better presser just from based on that.
But I'm saying,
I think that's the point he was going to make. I agree.
Yeah, even the pressing as an ability, which is good, is important to have. We're seeing more players in the squad actually have that to their game. We've seen Ziyech actually add that. Like he actually under the radar, he actually presses really well.
Well, he was literally the player I was going to bring up. The amount of shit he gets, and the fact of the matter is, he's as good a presser as Mount is, statistically speaking.
Yeah, I have no problems with Ziyech. Really.
And that's the thing is, like, Ziyech, I agree in terms of with the people that want him out. He probably does need to go for, like, because he doesn't fit and just for the benefit of his career. But the fact that he presses as good as the guy that everyone thinks, or not everyone, but loads of people think is the glue and think deserves to start most week tells you a lot.
And the reason I think Gallagher has a bit of an edge over Mount is because Mount has a little bit more. He's a more balanced player than Gallagher, but he's just a balanced extra mid. And what I mean by mid is just mid. But then Gallagher he actually has something to his game with it, which is that attacking sense. Like he actually comes alive, and he can be used more in an attacking game. So. Yeah, Mount, there's nothing he's outstanding at. You can just put him on the field and know, he's going to do really well at this.
Yeah. I mean, no one's ever told me one elite attribute that Mount has, like an elite attribute. He's
they all
good at a few things, but there's nothing he does that's like
stutter and stumble. And
just to add on that as well, because the guys in the comment, there's a lot of people say, "Oh, you really saying Gallagher's better than Mount?" We're not even trying to say a for or against thing, but why are we acting like Mount has been so good this season? Like, what are we doing? Like, it's a fair debate with what we've seen this season from the pair of them. Both have been very underwhelming. But Gallagher is a lot younger, and I think there's more to mold with Gallagher as opposed to Mount. Mount, I need to see more from him.
How old is Gallagher, Lewis? Do you know? Is he 22?
I'll get his
He's
age.
22. He's 22.
How old is Mount?
Oh, no. He's 23 in 3 days.
Yeah,
He's
23 and 24.
In 3 days.
I actually would like to make a bet with somebody over here.
It's 1 year difference.
Yeah.
Every other point I made, I stick with, by the way. And yes, I do believe that Gallagher's better than Mount. This is not saying much because it's a mid versus mid argument. Sure. Like people talk about Mount like he is this unbelievable player, this exceptional player, which he's not.
Right. When Scott says Gallagher is better than Mount, and I agree with him, you're not saying Gallagher's better than some world-class player. You're saying Gallagher's better than like an average Premier League midfielder. I mean, that's it.
I don't know why the people in the comments. Actually, go ahead, Alex. You're gonna make a bet or whatever.
Yeah, I was gonna ask to make a bet with somebody if anybody will think that whoever we sign and everything in Mount will be on a bench after he resigned. Anybody?
Like, so
you're saying if he signs the contract?
He's saying
he signs the contract.
The contract is playing, basically.
That's what I said. If he signs, I think he knows he's going to be an important player.
Alex, you might have missed the part of the stream where we were all like.
I was listening the whole stream. I was in a physical therapy and I was listening for the whole stream.
Well, look, somebody in the comments asked, or it might have been somebody in the panel, if you had to keep one, who would you keep? And we're kind of edging towards Gallagher. So
that's not the conversation at all. The conversation is no
matter
matter who you sign.
I'm answering your question by explaining it, and you're just throwing out my answer. We're basically saying we know that what you're saying would probably happen should Mount sign that contract and stay at the club. Because it's hard to go from an everyday starter for 4 years to go to a bit part player after a contract extension. That's not something you normally see at a football club. So our solution in this hypothetical would be let Mount go, have somebody else fill that squad role as we see it's necessary that's not him. So you avoid that drama and you just avoid that tension. Because you know it'll be there. No one takes getting demoted lightly.
Well, Alex, if Mount resigns and Felix signs, you think Mount would play over Felix?
I think there will be a team where Mount and Felix is gonna play more than no matter who you sign, no matter what you do, Mount is gonna be one of those signings, and I'm okay.
If that's the case,
hold on a second.
George, that's the timeout, by the way. If I hear any more anti-American stuff, that's a block. Sorry, Alex.
I was saying, I understand your pain. I understand your frustration with Mount and everything, but you will see that that's not the point. And at the same time, look, he's not Cruyff for me. But I can't ignore his previous years in Chelsea. I understand this season he dropped significantly. He deserves all the criticisms he gets. But let's not carry it away. Like we're giving a Kovacic same thing. They defended Jorginho throughout the years and stuff like that. But they played for the same midfield with Mount not even midfield. But look, Mount wasn't that bad for the previous years. Like y'all trying to push me.
It was bad last season.
I mean, Alex,
whatever you say, man. You were the ones that told me that Rudiger was good under Sarri. Rudiger was good, and I tell you, you hold those pussios because he wasn't. He wasn't that good before Klopp came. But you the ones that were telling me that he was. But I still stick to my guns, and he wasn't that bad that, as you describe it, he is. And I don't like Mount. I think he's prick. But the problem is, you cannot make the player saying that he's worse than a Gallagher right now. Even I said that at the end of career, I think Gallagher can reach the higher potential than Mount. I was the one that argued with Daniel about it.
But Alex,
you cannot tell me that he's actually better.
No one said he's better than Mount. No one said that, actually. I never said that.
Nobody said that? Nobody cares what you said. I heard Josh say it, and I heard Scott say it.
I did say it, by the way.
So,
I think you said it.
I did say.
So
okay, I don't think that. I think Mount is more
exactly. Respectfully, shut the fuck up when I'm talking to those two, the ones that said it. That's it, man. Like, I understand that I understand that he's bad this season, partially bad, and he's the reason. He's probably one of the reasons actually the club got fired, because I think he's the one that actually had the turned turned against Tuchel and stuff like that, performance wise. I understand all that. He deserved all this criticism that you're saying, but to tell me that he's not that player and he's not that, respectfully, hold that. But he
Alex,
will be.
He's been starting for us for how many years now?
I know.
And he hasn't gotten better. He hasn't improved as a player in any of those years.
Since the first year he came to Premier League, start playing for Chelsea, he's one player. Then his second year that he improved it. You see, the funny part is when he started the first year, everybody was doing that, saying, "Oh, but he doesn't score the goals and he doesn't have enough GNA." The next season after Lampard, he did all that you ask, but you don't count that. You don't see the progression in it. And if you don't see this progression, it's up to you.
Yes, because his GNA relative to his game time and the games played is not good. You can look at it on paper and say, 29 GNA. Oh, well, also the most minutes played for the team, most minutes in every competition. His XG is lower than a lot of players on the team who didn't play as much.
Also, to answer what you said, Alex, so he's had a good season, a great season, and barring GNA, which he's had 2 bad seasons now. I'm not giving last season a good thing of like that he scored 14 goals over against Norwich and was shit for like most of the season in terms of when his performances, and he performed when he played against Brighton.
You see, I'm trying to put you in the same situation with Rudiger, because I want to hear those people like for the same exact reason of Rudiger, like, oh my God.
Oh, he's gone.
And for what's his name? For AC, all those years, like, yeah, they're worst players, like blah blah blah. Sell them, get rid of them. The year before Tuchel came, nobody's fighting for Rudiger to re-sign the contract and all that. But then, when the right manager played and he played the player right way, you can see his best abilities. All of a sudden, the shift is changing, and the wankers that likes to jump from one dick to another, like changing their mind, like the hose, man. I'm serious, man. I don't like Mount. Don't get it into your head. I don't like Mount, especially for a year and a half. But to say that he is the player what you describing in, worthless, brainless, no, I ain't jumping on that shit. And saying like, oh, he's gonna be in the squad if you agree that he's gonna be benched. Okay. I'll say we'll see.
You think he's a starter for Chelsea, Alex? Talent-wise?
No. Talent-wise, I'm not saying like. I think the guy needs to be put to like everybody keep what frustrates
me.
He
just dropped the bar. He dropped the levels in the club.
He dropped the level, and that's it. And I agree with every one of them. He deserves the bench. And he does not deserve to get out of the bench until he shows something, 100%. But my point is, I don't need the interpreter. I can speak for myself. What I try to say is, every player can raise the bar whenever play beside the better players. So all I need is see the time. Same thing. Just let the kid have a time. I don't want to hear it like sell him or whatever. It's not up to us. People saying like, oh, his salary and all that. Where's your fucking argument when we're buying the players for 106 million? Where's your argument about the money when we're spending 600 mil on the players? Where's your argument about the money then? No, you decide to have agenda against money when you don't like the player.
For sure. I think that makes sense.
Same for Kante. Like,
in fairness, those guys who came in are not on crazy wages, by the way. Mudrik's on a base of 97K. That's not an insane wage for a new player.
Look, I don't disagree with you once a bit, Josh. You know how much I like that.
Sure. We're just talking.
I hold the bench until you prove me that you're worth the player, but don't disregard him best 2 years ago, because I can show you so many people, so many players. Like, don't get me started, man. Because this team, if you, Peter was right. If you want to go to the same level you're going on Mount without re-signing the contract, there's only one player deserves to resign the contract, and it's Thiago Silva. The rest of them can whole fucking go. Based on that narrative. But yeah, time to eat my biscuit, bitches. I gotta go. I'll be back.
No worries. Enjoy your biscuits, my friend. Enjoy your biscuits. You got a lot of agreements in the comments section. So big up. Cameron says, are you guys excited for Enzo and Kante for the future? Yeah, if we get Kante back to full fitness, that will be a brazy little pivot. I'd love to see it. I would love to see it. What else? Rigo Park says, with all these signings, now watch Mount and other players step up their game. Chelsea summer garage sale coming. They know it. No more coddling. Yeah, the next 4 months is going to be very big. It's going to be about who's good enough to keep and who needs to get sold. So I'd like to see Mount, Havertz, and the likes build up and raise their standards.
One quick point before I take a bite out of that fried ass chicken, man. Is how good are the defenders, the ones that play in beside Thiago Silva? Does Thiago Silva makes the other players play better beside him?
I mean, you could say that. I think you could say that, yeah.
You can say that, right? So let's see how Mount plays beside Enzo. Let's see how Mount plays beside, if we get another midfielder. Beside Felix. Like, is he going to see the runs? Is he going to see, or he's going to follow his German boyfriend? If he's going to follow his German boyfriend, they both can hold hands and get the fuck out of the Chelsea. But until then, I refuse to say it. He's worthless. That's it.
Also, Remus, 100 quid to kick anybody out, including myself. I will gladly fuck off if someone spends 100.
You know what? I'll give you a discount. Yes. I'll give you a discount today. It's 75 on my head today. 75.
I'll give you a discount. Hey, I'll give you a discount.
I don't get no discount for me.
30 pounds. 30 pounds for me. 30 pounds for me. Right now.
It's a game day. I'm feeling generous.
Discounts, guys.
Gringo's a new member as well. Big up yourself, my G. Big up yourself. Welcome to the membership scheme. I'm going to be starting adding little perks, so they'll start doing like members Q&As, and I'm going to be bringing FIFA streams too. So we'll start reloading a couple FIFA games with a few of the members. There will actually be perks, but as for right now, appreciate you joining the membership just to benefit the channel. Big up, my guy. Sam C says 600 million for 3 elite players. The rest are still crap. Who are you saying are the 3 elite players, though? You're going to say
Felix, Enzo.
Felix, Enzo.
How much are you looking to charge?
I actually don't know who else he would say was elite. I don't know who else he's talking about.
I don't think he's mentioning Badia Shield just because of the
is that too little
around him before he joined. There was a lot of questions about his decision making and him being error prone. So I don't know if he's talking about him, but he's hit the ground running.
And he's doing the same. He's adding all the total fees.
Go on, Josh.
Whoa. Is it for your client?
Wait, swim one second.
Yeah. All right, just do 250 then. We just like to, full cover. Sorry.
250.
This guy's not talking
bro,
about.
he's talking to everyone else. Sorry, Scott.
He's working, bro.
Yo, your mic is moving mad, man.
Josh, what were you saying, bro, before all of that?
No, it's just like he's doing that thing where people like to do where they add the total final fees of everything included into one lump sum, like all the bonuses, all the structures, and you just add it into one crazy number. And we also signed like 16 players, so I don't know what this 3 players he's talking about, but it's all good.
Yeah, judge them when they leave the club, or at least after they've played a year or 2.
Or when they beat your favorite team. No big deal.
Exactly. Yaga, I see that as well. Members pro clubs. That is an unbelievable shout. Yeah, we will run that. G-Man says, ultimately, the owners have created a situation where the players need to step up or leave, sink or swim. The old players had their chance, and look where they left us 10th.
100%.
No excuses now. I agree, but the one thing I need, Stephen Potter, none of the favoritism. Like Mount, if he starts today, like I'll say 2 weeks off, whatever. If he's shit, I better not see him in the lineup against West Ham. Same energy for Havertz.
He shouldn't.
Consistent starters.
He shouldn't start anyway. I can't lie. He shouldn't start anyway.
As short as we are in the midfield, I'll disagree with you.
He shouldn't start anyway. Like you've got enough pieces that you can make do with others. Like we built a lineup earlier that didn't contain Mount in it, and that was like say you take Loftus-Cheek out and you put Gallagher in, you can still do it. So you have Fofana as the number 9 and you have Havertz as the 10. That's the way you can do it. Like so, I'd like no. If Mount is playing, I'm going to have question marks from the off, and he better fucking perform. And it's the same with Havertz. Havertz is a bit more of a like. There's a bit more understandable about it because he might be the main number 9. But even so, you got Aubameyang, you got Fofana. If these guys are starting after the shit that they've been putting in, I'll have question marks at the start, and then I want to see them perform. Because if they perform,
is Enzo playing available to play?
Yeah, he is.
He's available.
Because
Scott, what game? What game was it earlier this year? He tried to play. He had Ziyech. He started Ziyech in the 10, and then I think someone got. Was it the first Felix game?
I have no idea.
Because he had Felix. He had Ziyech in the 10, Havertz up top.
The Felix game he had. I don't even know who he had as the 9. It was either Felix or Havertz, and then he had Mount. And
it was a City at home game.
Yeah, somebody got hurt, and they had to change it, and they moved Mount to the 10 and put Ziyech on the right, or dropped Havertz to the 10 and put Ziyech on the right. Something happened. There was an injury, but Ziyech started the game in the 10.
Sterling got injured.
They could do that. I mean, somebody got injured. Yeah, somebody got injured.
Sterling.
In training?
No, in that game. Yeah, Sterling was on the right, Ziyech was in the middle, and Havertz was striker. And then Sterling got hurt, so they flipped Ziyech to the right wing and dropped Havertz. But they could do something like that and not play him. You know, Ziyech can play in the 10.
Also, Robinson, no one on the panel will be giving Fofana shit if he plays because it will be his second appearance. No one gave Hall shit when he played.
First start. It would be a first start.
What this is a deflection tactic when you go at players that are their favourites. They're going to say, "Oh, you'll start this guy," and then you'll cuss him out if he doesn't perform well.
What are my expectations for Fofana? It's not even that. Like, what are my expectations? He's young, yes, but he's a guy who has come from the Norwegian league straight to the Premier League, hasn't played, or like the last game he played 45 minutes. Apart from that, hadn't played since like November. Like, what are my expectations? They aren't any. So, of course, I'm not going to cut him out if he doesn't perform. Like,
sure, and the argument to that is we've watched two guys make their debuts already, Mudryk and Felix, and nobody said anything about them because they both played really well. So you play well, you're not going to get criticized.
Hall has not been perfect. Like, for me, his shooting is really bad, but I also don't expect it to be perfect because he's 18.
Right.
Like, remember when Hall in his literal first appearance missed a 1-on-1 or like 2 1-on-1s? No one cussed him out. No one said anything bad. They just literally went, probably needs to work on his shooting a bit, but you know what? We'll allow it. It's his first appearance. Like, the fuck is this? Just as Lewis said, just fucking deflection tactics because we criticize their favorite players, man.
Exactly. They act like we talk about the squad in general, but like it's also individualistic. There are players in the squad that we like, and if they have bad performances, we're not going to be cussing them out with the same energy because they're not as consistently bad.
I was going to say, you've had me and Josh.
Player, you get sensitive.
I was going to say, you've had me and Josh on streams cuss out Koulibaly and Sterling respectively, who have both been here a total of about 7 months.
Exactly.
And I would venture a lot of people on the panel would actually like to see Fofana play. I'm not saying I don't think he's ready to start yet, but I'd like to see him play more.
Why?
Is it? You
Josh, know why I'd like to see him play? Because I've got no idea what type of striker he is. I don't know if he's a traditional 9, a guy who's going to make runs down the wing, who's going to hold. I don't know what type of player he is. So I'd love to watch him to figure it out.
You think there's no players that criticize Hall for the performances he did? Look at the fucking gypsy hooker over here in the chat. Already calling him NPC, man.
I criticized Hall a little bit after those few games because I felt like he missed chances that even a professional, and he's 18, I agree with Scott, that's why I'm not on his neck, but he missed chances that a professional should score. He's in great opportunities to score. He gets himself in great positions. He's in a great place to finish, and he missed. I'm going to give you criticism for that. You're a professional. But I'm not going to be on your neck because you're 18. I'm going to give you some leeway.
Are you going to call him names?
and trash.
I'm not going to call him a bum. I'm not going to say he's a bum and he can't play. I'm just going to say, listen, this guy, he gets in great positions, but he needs to finish. Like, I'm sorry, you're a professional.
But even then, it's like, why would you even be so sensitive over criticism? Criticism and abuse or slander or trashing or whatever buzzword you want to use to call it is completely different. You are allowed to criticize. You are if they have consistent performances, you're even allowed to turn it into playful slander if you want to. So fucking what? This unwritten rule book on how to be a fan that's starting to come out is a load of arse. As long as you're supporting the team, I don't give a fuck what you say about the players. As long as you back up what you say with points, you're allowed to say whatever you want. It's just bollocks that you have to blindly back everybody. No. What?
I'd say as long as you're
Someone
not
said
dickhead
Alex
about
is getting
it.
tired of all the hate. He just hasn't had breakfast yet.
Sugar
as
dropping,
long as
baby.
you're not a dickhead about it. And I know I can be a dickhead when it comes to like criticism sometimes or whatnot. But as long as you're not like overly a dickhead about it, then like fair enough. Because constructive criticism is good. Because at the end of the day, the players will be doing the same things, the manager will be doing the same things, and it helps them perform. As long as you're not being a dickhead and just going at players for the sake of going at players. Like, if you actually are going to them because you want them to improve on certain things, what's the problem?
Yeah, like in game, like during a game and right after a game, I will say some dumb emotional shit just because I'm in the midst of a game. But I
there
generally
is a video out there.
There's a police at my
on an
door
old channel
earlier. Left
me and Lewis were on, where I said, and I quote, that Cahill, Christensen, and Zappacosta should never play a game for us again. I regret that video. I regret what I said on that video. That was fucking stupid. But like, we say stupid shit when we're emotional.
I mean, Cahill and Zappacosta at that point, you probably were correct.
People thinking that I'm not the same person in real life. I just got served papers by cops, and I don't give a fuck.
For what?
Wouldn't have anything to do with unloading a firearm.
Maybe.
No, nothing that. It's like if you do what you do for a living, you constantly get sued or people just want to make money.
Try and make money.
In the United,
that's shit.
Like, look, you see, like, people will sue you if you try to save somebody's life. They will literally sue you.
I wanted to die. Fuck it. What's wrong with you? Let me go.
That's why you have to ask. That's why you have to ask somebody when they're choking before you go Heimlich.
Yeah, some people have DNCs, so it's like, or DNRs. So
DNRs.
Like, if you're going against their wishes.
No. I'm saying, like, if I don't have a physical piece of paper with DNR on it, I cannot if, like, for example, like, if there is a 93 years old lady and she's dying, and I know I need the proper protocol, what to do to try to save her life. And if I don't see that piece of paper in front of me, I'm going to have to start the CPR. That's not on me. That's on the family members that don't care about the older list. They don't follow up with their grandparents. They don't do nothing. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. At the end of the day, if your kids or your grandkids do not do the proper care, end of life care, I'm the one that's going to have to do stuff that I'm supposed to do. I know. Do you think that's the first time I've done CPR on the old lady? No, I've done when I do the CPR and try to resuscitate that lady, I can feel the bones cracking under my hands. I can feel it. And when they go, look, I will get the pulse back, but she still will die. Will die because of infection that I caused at the end of it. And then I get the piece of paper, slide it in my door, and I'm going to the judge, and judge is like, yeah, what do you expect? It's on you, and the case is going to be thrown away, and they waste my day. That's how it is.
Oh, fucking mad.
Take care of your grandparents, kids. That's the lessons of this. Take care of the...
Tangent.
Fucking mad. But yeah, guys, we're going to wrap up anyway, because I've got to get ready for the game later. Hopefully it's a win. I'm going to drop a video on the channel afterwards, so keep a lookout for a view, and then we'll do the stream tomorrow, probably after the Arsenal game. But until then, big up everybody. Like, subscribe, and as always, trust the project. Oh, that's the wrong one. There we go.